This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, episode 1094, on our way to 1100, which remains uncharted territory for job search podcasts. We're going to hit that number next week. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome. Today's show is one where I talk with folks. Well, it's an answer to someone's question, and it's, I'm not getting any luck. 2 months of looking, all that's happening is I'm getting a lot of criticism. Hope you find my answer helpful. I hope that you're not in this boat, but if you are, here's a possible answer for it and how to respond. And if you like this show, I hope you give it a great review in Apple Music, Stitcher, wherever you listen to the show. iHeartRadio, any site that you're picking up the show on, give it a great review. Share it with your friends. It does help other people discover the show. And if you're interested in my coaching you, listen to the end of the show. There's information about the different ways that I can help. And with that, let's get going. There's an interesting message that someone left that I thought would make for a great video. So here it is. As of today, I've been unemployed for 2 months. Day in and day out, I'm searching for jobs through various job boards, hitting the pavement with resumes in hand, cold calling companies and trying to arrange interviews. I've been working with 8 different recruiters to assist me in my job search, and not one has sent me on an interview. Instead, I've had numerous agencies rip me to shreds in regards to my last job, compensation, and reasoning for termination, not returning my calls nor my emails, and just making disparaging remarks. This is their an extra piece that they add on that I'm not going to address. Well, I will address, actually. For some reason, this may put a damper on their spirit, but not for me. I am more determined, driven, and motivated now than I have ever been. So when I read this, I want to address the recruiters for a second and just say that, recruiters are unable to create interviews for people. Employers tell them about jobs open, skills required, and salary that they're willing to pay for an individual. So those 8 different recruiters representing, I'll assume, 8 different recruiting firms, you've reached out to, and they don't have anything for you. So their job is not to respond to your emails or calls for the heck of it, because you want to check in with them. They're there to deliver for their client who is paying them. This person, these recruiters don't have a job for you. And they're not out there pounding the pavement as you are, because they are hired by corporations to fill jobs, not by individuals to work for free. Follow that? So I'm glad that your spirits haven't been dampened. But I must also say, you also haven't been learning the lesson from the recruiter behavior. And the lesson may be, and I have to say it is maybe, that perhaps your skills and perhaps your interviewing and the impact of the decision you made for, you say termination, I'll consider it as resignation, may not indicate that you're a superior candidate. You may be asking for too much money. You may be interviewing poorly. Your decision for why you quit your last job may indicate immaturity. Or if you were terminated, it's a story that suggests that you really weren't good at your job and your employer fired you for cause. So what I want to encourage you to do is to take a little time to reflect on the message, because, hey, look, if they're wrong, if you've done a check about the value that you bring to the market and it's in line, not necessarily with the high range, but within the range in some way, shape, or form, then you just keep going out there and applying for jobs, pounding the pavement, and doing what you're always doing. So I must also say that you're looking through job boards and recruiters, and those two together statistically fill 30% of positions. The rest are filled through networking, and that's not what I'm reading that you're doing. What I'm reading that you're doing is spending time with a little bit less than 1/3 of how jobs are filled, and not mentioning all the networking that you're doing. So I suspect you're not doing much. So start doing some networking. Start to create relationships that allow you to present yourself to former colleagues, people that you know, people who went to your same university, and see if they can help you. If they can't help you, then you definitely have to adapt. But recognize today that it's important for you to, number one, reevaluate to see whether or not the recruiters might be right. And you can do that in a variety of ways. But number two, if they are not right, start adding networking to your repertoire. Matter of fact, whether they're right or not, start adding networking to your repertoire. So this way you have access to more positions than what you're getting access to now. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, here are a few ways to engage with me. First of all, I just want to start by saying that I no longer do recruiting. I coach people to perform at a high level. So again, I no longer do recruiting. But if you visit my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us, and look at the tabs on the top, you'll see a menu of choices available to you. First of all, you can hire me to do a resume and or LinkedIn profile critique, interview preparation, help you with a salary negotiation, answer your questions about your job search, advise you about a decision you have to make about a job offer. Those are all there as an option. I can do a job search makeover with you, where we critique everything you've been doing in your search up until that point and come up with alternatives. If you're relatively early in your search, we can do a complete coaching program where I work with you from beginning to end in half-hour increments so it doesn't have to take a lot of time for each session. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/thebiggamehunter. Mention that you listen to the show because I love hearing from folks who like it and are interested in my help. Again, linkedin.com/IN/thebiggamehunter. You can take my classes on Skillshare too and become a premium member for 99 cents for the first few months. I have a link in the show notes. Just follow that link, sign up, take my classes. Lastly, I want to mention to you, you can find a lot of information at thebiggamehunter.us, and at times it may seem like it's too much. So you can look at the best of my material at jobsearchcoachinghq.com, where I've curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read to help you find work more quickly. Again, that's jobsearchcoachinghq.com. I'll be back tomorrow with more, and in the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Take care.
Panera now delivers, so you can order good, clean food right to your office, or door, or porch, or backyard, or front yard, or apartment, or dorm, or castle, or shop, or worksite, or wherever Panera delivers. For lunch, dinner, and everywhere in between. Click the banner to order or visit PaneraBread.com. Participating locations only. Panera. Food as it should be. Panera now delivers, so you can order good, clean food right to your office, or door, or porch, or backyard, or front yard, or apartment, or dorm, or castle, or shop, or worksite, or wherever Panera delivers. For lunch, dinner, and everywhere in between. Click the banner to order or visit PaneraBread.com. Participating locations only. Panera. Food as it should be.